平気るん。平気るん。あ、真似してんの。ああ。
ココナッツチキン。
Children, let's go. Yeah, man, so we are about to head to Wakayama to the coconut kitchen. We're actually going to cook on the beach. I want you to watch the rest of the video and enjoy. Cool? Yeah, man.
Come with me. Let's go. Come.
Catch me. You see, I'm about to cross the railway. So I'm here in Japan. When you reach close to the railway and about to cross, you have to wind down both windows and you have to look both direction and then you proceed. But honestly, I'm actually afraid of the railroad. I've seen before where the timing is so fast sometimes and the bar comes down so sudden, so I'm afraid of getting trapped there. I'm always nervous about it, but it's okay maybe. So let's go. So now I have to stop and I have to look, then I proceed.
Straight. Left lane.
Left lane.
In 100 meters, turn left.
Today our regular spot was closed and actually everywhere is closed. So we find this spot. Nobody is expecting anybody to grill a chicken here.
So I will be making jerk chicken. So what you're seeing here is a scallion, onion, hot chili pepper, and I have a lot of hot chili pepper because they were frozen. So the heat is a little affected, so I had a lot to get enough heat. And this is medium spice pepper, not so really spicy. And this is garlic and this is ginger. So these are the first set of spices that I will be preparing, but later you will see me adding some dry spices. So continue watching the video and you will see more details about the dry spices. If you notice here, I have 1.5 chicken. I will be cooking tomorrow actually, but I am preparing the meat from overnight. I want to add the spices to the meat and leave it to marinate, so next day when I begin to cook, the spices will be soaked into the meat and give it a very nice taste. So the reason why I have 1.5 chicken, one chicken is for 4 of us from my family, for me, my wife and children. But you see, we're going to a beach tomorrow, and that beach attracts a lot of nice people, and they tend to be curious about what we are cooking, and they sometimes want to give it a try. So we will be so happy to share our cooking, with anybody. We like the feedback. It encourages us to do more. So I'm going to go ahead now and prepare the scallion first. Alright, so that's it for the scallion. Now Japanese scallion is very mild, so I do almost double the amount that I will do in Jamaica. Okay, now it's time to chop up the pepper. So I'm a little too soft, so cutting them a little difficult. But I'm cutting them so the seed can be released. But anyways, you know, I'm going to blend it, you know, so I don't have to cut it too small. But I just want to ensure that the seed is released. So when I put it in the blender, it's less work, because I don't want to over blend it. And because we're not adding water to the blender, then the blending can be a little more challenging. I might have to turn on and turn off the blender a few times, or physically use an instrument to spin the vegetable a few times and turn on back the blender, you know, because without water it's difficult. Yeah, so that's it for pepper. Right, so I don't have to make it too small because I'm going to blend it. So now we're going to do the garlic. So look at this. I press onto the garlic. Right, so there's a reason why I do this. When I do this, a special enzyme is released from the garlic, and it gives a total different taste when I do this. So after squeezing, I will cut it a little smaller. I don't have to because it's going to be blended, but I'm just trying to make it a little more easier on the blender. Right, so doing this, you can try it, you will see the big difference. So I want to also mention that I will be cooking the chicken like this. I'm not cutting it in smaller pieces. This is my technique. My technique is actually smoking the chicken for about 1 hour. I smoke it for about 1 hour, then I begin to cook after the 1 hour. And what I use for smoking is cherry branches, so dry cherry branches. They give a lot of smoke and it's good smoke. If I was in Jamaica, I would use pimento wood. So just going to finish chopping the garlic. Ginger. So cut the ginger into equal half, and I can cut it a little smaller now. So this is good for blending. If you have a food processor, it's even better, but I know it's more common for people to have blender. So now I'm going to prepare the chicken. I'm going to dry it because I'm going to add salt and sugar. The sugar is for making the chicken appear more brown while cooking. But before I go any further, I want to remove excess water. I'm using a paper towel to remove excess water from the chicken. That way the spices can stay on the chicken without being too watery. So the puree, which is the scallion and the onion and all of that I will be blended, they will be added later. But before, I will add sugar and salt. This is a very soft chicken. It's very easy to cook. They actually sell it for this reason, for grilling. Right? So I remove excess water. Another important thing, you want to put a few slices into the chicken so it can help the seasoning to stay. So these cuts are like pocket, so you can literally stuff, especially scallion and garlic and so on. You can stuff it inside it, so that way you can reach inside of the chicken deeper, because chicken skin stay. Skin is really for protecting inside, so the skin prevent things from going inside, but if you cut into the skin, then you can reach directly inside, and that's how you get the flavor to penetrate deeper. Right? See? So later I can literally stuff things inside. I can even cut a little deeper too, right? It also helps the heat. When I'm cooking, it helps the heat to penetrate into the food much easier. Right, you don't have to overdo it though, as you still want chicken to look presentable in the end. So when I'm cooking tomorrow, you will notice that I actually start off whole, but later in the process I cut the chicken into 2 equal half. You know, one reason why I do it, I begin whole with 1 whole chicken, is that the smoke goes in and stay and penetrate deeper. That's what I feel. But you don't have to do it my way. It's just my way. And this is a small chicken, that's why I do it this way too. But maybe a bigger chicken, you want to cut it from early. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Alright, so this is sugar and salt. But they look simple, but you really have to be careful, because you don't want to make it too salty, because we will add different salt spices later. And you also don't want to add too much sugar, because the sugar is just to make it brown while cooking. It will give a very good color, but if you put too much sugar, it will get bitter. So you have to be very careful with the amount of sugar. In fact, it does get the sugar change from sugary to bitter, but that bitter is very mild if you use right amount. But if you use too much, it becomes too bitter. Alright, so now I'm going to add the sugar and salt to the chicken. Right, and I do this all over. I do it on the sides and underneath as well. So now I'm going to blend the spices. So this is actually how you make jerk sauce. So I'm going to begin with the scallion. So I'm going to add some scallion to the blender. Alright, the blender is a little small, so I'm actually going to blend before I add anything else. So maybe the only thing I can add now is a little soy sauce, so it can help the blender to free up a little. Alright, not too much, because soy sauce is salty. I'm going to blend so I can decrease the volume so other things can be added. I'm going to add some pepper. And now I'm going to add garlic and ginger. Okay. So this is black pepper. See, black pepper. Alright. I'm just kind of freestyling. I'm calculating based on the amount of pepper that I had. I'm calculating based on the amount of salt and so forth. And I'm calculating based on the size of the chicken. So I can do this because of experience. But for more perfect, for more accuracy, or a more safer guideline for people who don't have enough experience, I recommend you follow the ingredient that I will provide in the link if you're watching this video on YouTube. If you're watching it on Facebook, at some point I will upload a recipe. Now this is very important. This, when it comes down to jerk chicken, this is one of the most important spice, allspice. Right, so now I'm going to add some allspice. Now when it comes down to allspice, it really up to you. I have tasted jerk chicken in St. Thomas, and but the jerk man, he used allspice in a special way. Like when you bite into the chicken, the first thing you taste is that allspice, and it does have a kick. It's just different. You know, normally allspice don't really taste like the number one taste, the first taste. But that man had a special, and it's not overdone either, you know. So I don't want you to get me wrong, like you're just getting allspice taste. It's just balanced but interesting. Alright? So, oh yeah, I use this. This is really for soup. They use it for soup in Japan, but it reminds me so much of some form of grace season, like grace fish season or so on. It in terms of the salt and in terms of the flavor. So you don't want to use too much of this. I use maybe for this size chicken, it's 1.5 chicken, so I will use maybe an entire pack of this. But this can be a little salty, so you want to be careful about the amount. Okay, so now I'm going to continue blending. Alright, so now I'm going to add just a little olive oil. I want to mention though that there are other ingredients that I could have put, but based on availability, I have to work with the limitation. So I could put a little lemon juice that can add something a little more flavor. I could have put thyme, that could have helped, but I don't find thyme in Japan. It's not the same thyme like the one in Jamaica. It's a totally different taste. I don't like it personally. Differently, Scotch bonnet pepper. Scotch bonnet pepper make a big difference, but I don't have Scotch bonnet pepper, so I am using hot chili pepper. So a few things could have make a little difference. However, the substitute are just good enough, you know. The most important thing, you know, is really the smoke. And you know, once the salt and so on is balanced, then you're good. You understand? You can jerk anywhere. You can go up on the moon, go jerk. Just enjoy. Just make it work. You understand? When we're finished blending, I'm just going to put a little more allspice onto the chicken directly. So I tell you, allspice is really special for jerk chicken. And I'm going to rub it into the chicken. Make sure that it evenly distribute right across the chicken. Alright, so my allspice finishing up, so I have to be shaking to get some out. Right? So now I'm going to rub it into chicken. Remember that the chicken have some and make some slices, so the seasoning can stay onto the chicken and it can penetrate deeper. Alright, I'm going to also add some inside of the chicken. I'm going to put some allspice, some more inside of the chicken as well. Alright, so this is a jerk sauce after blending. So now I'm going to put the jerk sauce all over the chicken. Right, just like what I did with the sugar and salt. Then I also did something similar with the allspice. And now I'm putting the jerk season all over the chicken, and I going to intentionally put some inside. See, stuff some inside of the cut areas, the slice areas. Right, so I'm going to do this. And you see the leftover sauce, you use them tomorrow. You use them after while we're jerking. At some point we can add extra spice, because you know some of the spice will fall off, so you add extra. Alright, so that's it for the seasoning. I'm just going to cover it all over and leave it for marinate, and then I use it the next day. Okay.
うんうん。
Coconut oil and the napkin to light the fire. Come a little closer. I'm just going to pour some oil on one side of the on one side of the napkin, and I'm going to light the other side that is dry. And again, I learned this from watching sunrise YouTube video. So since then I've done it several times before, and it worked very well. And I think this is a better way, a more healthy way, than using some of the petroleum that they have available. Because most of those petroleum, you know, them have some problem. That's to say that the paper don't have a problem. The paper not perfect, but maybe a little better. Alright, so you know, differently I might have to do some little things like add some of these things. This is some leftover cherry branches, cherry blossom branches. But even this by itself will be okay. See, this fire is still good underneath, so it's burning from underneath, and because the oil is heavy, then it burns longer, and that's how it makes the charcoal become it start the fire on the charcoal. Cool. Come on, so in a few minutes, you know, probably less than 10 minutes, you know, I can speed it up by breaking some smaller pieces of charcoal. This charcoal is light because I used it before. I'm reusing the charcoal, so it's a bit light, so it burns lighter, so it can catch fire easier. Alright, so
this is our spot today. We made a few stops, including our regular spot, but as I said earlier, it was closed and other places were closed due to corona situation. Eating and drinking on the beach was prohibited for those places, but this place was okay. So we decided to cook the jerk chicken on this rock. but surrounding is cool, looking like this. And children look happy. They are actually excited to swim. I don't know if they can make their way to the water today, but maybe they can enjoy a little touch of water. 車長かったな。かっこんブーブー長かったな。車の何？
ここ。
ああ、あれか。Look at this. So many, how you say again, B ちゃん? Windmills. 風力発電のあれがいっぱいありますね。こっから見えるのが。1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. A lot. Fire is coming, right?
It's catching faster than expected. But again, the charcoal are reused charcoal, so I'm a little lighter than they were before. So I'm expecting it to catch faster. But I have fresh charcoal that I will add later. But I start with this. Later I will also use a lot of cherry blossom chips. So I will chip the wood into small pieces and use it for smoking. You know, jerk chicken is all about smoking. The charcoal can produce smoke, you know, enough smoke. But it's my technique to put as many smoke as possible. So I literally smoke for about 1 hour. Then after the 1 hour, then I begin to cook. So the flame will be very low, and smoke will be the main thing. And then after that 1 hour, then I increase the flame, and then begin to cook. You know, by that time the smoke already deep inside of the meat. You know?
Here they are.
Alright, so now I'm actually making some chips. You see this? Making some small ones. I'm going to use these chips to help to make it smoky. Here in Japan they actually sell chips like these at Conan and just about any store like supermarket and so on. They sell it, but you don't have to buy it. I actually find this in the forest. It was already cut, see? They cut it with saw and they leave it and I use it. And this, by the way, is cherry blossom. It's very good with the smoke. This is my alternative to pimento. So this is a dry one. This is a dry cherry blossom branch. This one is green. The green one will give more smoke, but this one will cause the fire to speed up a little. Because we're late in the evening, I'm trying to give it a little speed.
Take it on. Take it on. あ、真似してんの。ああ。They're observing their father doing this, making chips and trying to do the same.
So you see there's a lot of smoke. It means good timing now. So now I'm going to put some oil onto the grill, and then we're going to smoke the chicken. So now I'm going to spray some oil onto the grill. The oil is to prevent it from sticking, so let's do it. Chicken, so I did it from overnight. I blended a number of things including scallion, onion, pepper, and some dry spices like allspice, you know, properly known as pimento. So and a number of other things. I don't remember everything right now, but if you watch the video, you will see earlier I give more details about it. So now the spice is I cut up the chicken and forget the spice go inside of the chicken. So now I'm going to actually put the chicken now onto the grill. So you see this smoke coming out of the jerk pan. Yeah man, I smoke it now for about 1 hour. It's just mostly smoke, and you see, flame low. So now it's time for me now to cut these in smaller pieces, you know. Cut off the 2 legs, them cut off the wing them, and cut off the breast and them place and make them smaller. So now that way now they eat, can penetrate it. Because now I'm going to do some cooking. As me getting the flavor I want now, I smell it man, you smell the jerk. Right? So I'm going to do that now. Alright, so now I actually cut up the chicken in smaller pieces, if you know. Notice I'm actually now adding some of those leftover, some of these, zoom in a little, some of the leftover jerk sauce I'm adding to the chicken. Because during the whole process, some of the jerk sauce fall off. So you can continue to add it because see it here, it's in the bag. Right? And yeah, some of the leftover jerk spice, you can add it to the chicken. You don't have to throw it away. It actually give it more flavor because some of that jerk sauce fall off during the whole cooking. This is also another recommendation from one of Jamaican's top jerk man. That's what he does. So I tried it and it worked too. So I'm using beer. Beer actually give it a flavor. And it's not like you're going to get drunk after, no. Just give it, help with the flavor. Just like, you know, Italian like to use a lot of wine or some form of alcohol. Japanese use sake a lot in their cooking. So sometimes you can use beer and jerk chicken. Come on, so now it's closer to finish. Zine, the fire kind of too high still, so I have to watch it carefully. But I don't think we're going to be able to cook tonight, you know. Sorry, I don't think we're going to be able to. I don't think we will be able to eat here because it gets too dark, so we're going to eat at another location. Alright? Hey Beachan.
Hey.
You and the children having fun. Wow. Children and mother catching fish. There's a fish net in the water, I don't know if you can see it. So this part is a smaller part of the sea, but there's a bigger part over there, so here is a little less dangerous because it's not so deep, maybe about their height, but we still take precaution. I tend to like water a lot, you know.
Chicken is finished and everything ready. It would have been lovely to eat here. This place is really cool, but night is coming now. We came here late, so we have to move to a different location.
Chicken is finished, so I'm going to warm these up. Later I'm going to make some wrap. I make some jerk chicken wrap, so just give it a little eat, make it warm up and things. Then probably I'll get some more additional jerk chicken spice. Sorry, get some jerk chicken flavor. So we have to move to our next location because right now we're up on the beach and it get dark now and we come too late. But it was our intention to enjoy the beach, so to have lunch on the beach. You know, it's Sunday now in Japan, right? And we wanted to have as much fun as possible. But see you.
So we found one 7-Eleven that had some good enough pipes, and preparing our little dining table. We're gonna dine here. And Papa-chan preparing fruits and juice and coconut kitchen, coconut wonderful. Nara? こっちおいで。
We're almost finished. How is she?
美味しいよ。
Mm.
Chicken
Oh,
is
she not-
really soft.
Soft.
Yeah. And I can taste different seasonings.
Well, it got that.
Very
Ah,
colorful.
Very colorful. And we make some wrap on them thing there and for
yeah.
vegetable.
It was a good idea to eat chicken with wrap.
And we're eating outside of a convenience store because we were cooking on the beach, but the night came down and it's too dark, so we finish our trip at the convenience store. So now we finish. My wife taking a few last bites. Then we are out of here. So we have about 4 hours to reach home.